Where's the face cam tribe?
Bommy?
There we go, podcast number 2.
Where's the face cam tribe? What the?
Bommy? I swear.
You
Well,
still got
the
this
fake-
Charles layout. I like it. I like it.
So, what do we really
so
need
it's
though?
us.
That's the thing. Like
I don't know.
we got this. We got like the whole.
I think we need a place for like to put Discord, but I mean, like, where would you put it? Like,
Exactly. Bommy? Bomb?
First in the chat. All 3D said first, bruh.
L3D? We're a third. No,
Second,
you're
third.
But you're second, third. But L3D, how's it going?
Oh my gosh, this cookie looks amazing.
BRB? Okay. Set.
I don't even really think that. Oh my.
Let me just change music. I was first, I never typed.
Did we
Oh,
get sold?
well,
What
there's
was
no
happening?
proof to that, but
There's no proof of that, L3D.
oh, touchy, that'd be perfect. He's not in here, is he? He's not.
Let me flex my jawline.
Ooh.
For the stream? For the stream?
What the fuck is this music tribe?
What do you mean, what was this music?
The music you have in stream.
What do we have here? 8 Gallus.
Damn.
Yo,
Who is
you're-
8
alright.
Dallas?
He's 8 Gallus,
Man,
bro.
what
What do you mean?
He's just special.
Make sure
You
to
do be
get your
special.
snacks, boys.
I gotta check the chat out. But yes, we're getting set up here. We're just waiting on Mr. Monagyalis, you know. Am I early? Yes, you are. We haven't even started yet. Evix. Beta K, welcome to the chat. Wonder, welcome to the chat.
Oh, Enzi's rating you.
Yee.
Nice, nice.
7 concurrent viewers. Beatbox Cullen, what's up? Ela, 10K. I can just say hi to you right now. We're literally
Hello.
talking. Yes. But we chillin'. We got Quicks,
Note to yourself.
aka Whitwolf.
Oh, on the stream, the audio is only coming out of 1 year.
Oh, I can fix that right now, actually. Properties. Microphone. Voice.
Poggers.
Poggers.
1 second. I will fix the audio right away, guys. Let me just.
Yeah, it's only your microphone though. Everybody's else
Yeah.
comes out both ears.
Yeah, I know what the problem is. It's the control panel. I gotta fix the recording
Okay.
properties.
yo. Alright.
Advanced, 1 channel, studio quality, apply. Set default, okay. And now it should be coming through both ears. See what Monagyalis. What's up? We got Macon, we got Cool Zach, we got
Hello,
we got
NC. Hello.
16 viewers right now. Enzi, we're waiting on you in the podcast. What are you doing?
Is that the real Mona G? Yeah.
Mona
What's up, guys?
Gialis. Yo, what's up, Mona Gialis?
Raven, we got Sasuke, we got Tachi, we got Drippy Go Crazy, we got
I need help joining.
Monagyalis, we got
You're in the
GFK.
Discord. You're in the Discord group chat, so you should be able to join the call from there.
Yeah, just check your direct messages.
open up
It
Discord.
should be in your Discord DM.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
type your
so
name.
open up
There
your
should be a group
Discord,
chat called
then
podcast.
yeah, then click on home, like the Discord icon that's in the top left, and then look on direct messages. Okay, there he's in.
He's in.
What's up, man?
Hello, Mona Gialis.
Hello. How you guys all doing?
We're chilling.
Chilling.
Oh, wait, okay. I gotta put on push to talk just in case I don't want to be having dogs barking and stuff. But how's everybody's day? Hope you guys are all doing great.
We're doing good.
Oh yeah.
Just getting some music set up for the stream. But yeah, should we get started? Oh, one sec.
Try to make sure audio is okay.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
sec. Yeah, I'm good. You guys can hear me?
Set the volume.
One sec.
Testing. Okay, perfect.
Testing. One sec.
Yes, sir.
Do you
Test,
guys need
test.
me to turn down my stuff? Oh, I gotta get the face cam like bomb you, bro. What the heck?
Hey, what's up?
Mommy looking cute though.
You guys can hear me or no?
I do be drinking beer though.
They can't hear me. But
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was like, my mic wasn't showing that it was working for some reason. It's weird. But yeah, so let's just introduce ourselves. Hi, I'm Tribe. This is the podcast. We got everybody else. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Or you
I'm
got
Monagyalis.
Okay.
I'm Gary. You probably know me as that name. That's
I'm Bommy. I'm from Russia. I drink beer. I wear hats, beanies.
Yes, sir.
They call me the cutie. And hope you enjoy this podcast.
Okay, buddy.
Everybody ready?
Oh yeah, I'm chilling. We're here.
We're chilling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me next.
Okay. Anybody have any theories? Anybody have any theories they wanna bring up?
Okay, let's start off with.
My mic was muted.
Okay.
No, Enzy's very, very passionate about his Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
chill. We're not getting to that just
We're not
yet.
getting to
How
that.
about flat Earth? What do you guys think about the world in terms of? Do you guys
Flat
think it's
Earth.
spherical? Like, do you think it's a sphere?
Spherical.
Do you guys think it's flat? Like,
Sphere.
It is.
well,
The
it was
Earth-
proven to be
The
a
Earth
sphere.
is 100% not flat. Is
Yeah, you're
round.
right.
Saw that.
It's 100% a
100%.
dinosaur. I'm telling you, it's a T-Rex.
Yes. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, in all seriousness,
T-Rex Earth gang.
it's definitely a giant floating
Definitely
ball
a
with
sphere.
trees, water, and everything else in
I agree on
floating
that.
in the universe. Yes. And it's not like
Yeah.
a disc that somebody throws.
Enzy, are you a flat earther?
no.
Okay,
I'm not.
okay. Alright.
I
Trigger
believe that it's
warning.
hollow to a certain extent, but
Hollow?
not.
Hollow.
Yeah,
Well,
I believe that it's hollow.
You don't believe in the Earth's core?
I don't feel that it's fully hollow. I do feel that there's pockets or maybe a layer of like magma, like like what
Oh.
they tell us. But
Yeah,
I do feel that there
yeah.
are portions of the Earth that are hollow. Maybe the like the center of it is hollow. I'm not too sure, but I know that I don't know, but I think there's definitely something going on underneath the surface of our Earth. Hence why I wanted to talk about this to start off.
Yeah.
Alright.
Nice.
That's a interesting theory.
Start. Yeah.
Very much so.
So you don't believe that there's like a full like a full ball of lava inside the Earth? You just believe that there's like a layer of like lava
sorry.
under the crust?
Uh-huh. Before I continue, when I hit push to talk, do you guys hear like a boom? Do you hear
No,
noise?
it's
Anything?
No.
just you. I have
Okay,
that as
perfect.
well. And yeah.
I feel that they tell us that and they educate us with that so that we don't think of anything is under there. Like, obviously, when you think lava is underneath there, like you wouldn't want to go there. You don't want anything to do with it. But I feel like it's just a cover up, and that there is only portions of the Earth that have like magma, like wherever of all. I don't know. It's like I do believe in the magma theory, like the core, but definitely an underground, maybe even civilization
You
or
think like the
um,
lizard people maybe live there?
exactly like
Journey
maybe
to
not
the
even
center of
just
the
lizard
earth.
people, but some type of being that that lives under there.
Do you think anyone discovered that yet and they don't want to like show this to public?
Yeah, actually, I can do while we're talking here. I can pull up some references as to what some people have claimed they have encountered and seen underneath the surface of the earth. But there has been some accounts that, and some people would say credible resources that state there's stuff going on underneath the surface and that there is a world. And actually, this world goes by a name. They actually like to call it Agartha. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of
Agartha.
that,
Wow, that's
but
first time hearing
I
it.
don't think I have.
Agartha, Agartha. So if you guys want to,
Yeah,
I don't know how.
Googling that.
Also, can you like link this reference into the chat?
So the one about Agartha is pretty broadly talked about in terms of like underground inner world, but there's one reference I want to show you. It's about long story short, it's about some guy who like signed a contract with the government, like to, because his father was affiliated with them. He was part of the government, so he digs holes in the dirt, and they make underground bases. And whoever he was hired for wasn't telling them about the secret agenda, what's going on underneath there. And they were digging deep into the ground, and their equipment came up broken, and they kept getting their equipment broken for no reason. So they went down to investigate, only to find out that there's beings and stuff, like a whole bunch of hidden agenda stuff going on underneath there. I'll definitely link it for you. What, you want me to link it in the chat here?
Yeah.
Oh,
please.
yeah,
That's
please.
interesting. That's
Okay, let me
so
find this
Most
guy.
definitely.
Well, while he's thinking, while I can't fully dispute there being some type of creature like in the earth, I'm not gonna go out and say there's a whole society living in our earth. And also, you had mentioned your theory of the earth being hollow. The only reason I cannot back that is because, like, how the earth is formed. The earth is a sphere because of gravity. Therefore, like, the gravity's pushing the earth into itself, if you like understand what I'm trying to say. And that's what actually makes the earth round, because it's
Yeah.
pushing itself, like it's pushing into itself.
That's
I don't
actually
think he
good.
means the
How would
like,
that work?
middle
Like, how
part
would
is
the earth
hollow. I think he's trying to say that there's like hollow like holes and stuff like that that are full of like random things, which is like like water and then
Just
and
like
the,
ocean, yeah, the bottom of the ocean.
yeah, like stuff like
stuff,
that.
Yeah.
But that's not really hollow then. Full of.
He's saying like there's like pockets of like
Well, I
Yeah,
mean-
that are just hollow.
Well,
and
yeah,
stuff.
that's
hollow
fair. Like
pockets.
Aquafina, I'm pretty sure it's Aquafina. Is it? That's how it's pronounced.
Aquifers.
Aquafina is the
Aquifers,
drink,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
But
On the topics
Agartha,
of, like-
the theory of Agartha, it says Agartha is a legendary kingdom that is said to be located in the Earth's core. It is related to the belief of a hollow Earth and is a popular subject in esotericism or whatever that says.
On the topic
So-
of like animals we don't know about,
Esoteric system. Oh, sorry. What you saying?
like aliens out there, like in the not our solar system, in the galaxy, or do you guys feel like there's no such thing as aliens?
Like in
Anywhere.
our
I
galaxy,
feel
you
like
think
there
there's
is.
aliens?
Yeah, like
Something.
our
Like
like
the Milky Way.
yeah, the Milky Way. Do you feel like there's aliens?
I don't think so.
In the Milky Way.
Like,
I
what,
do.
What do you mean? What's your definition of alien?
Like something, a living creature that we don't know about from
Oh,
a different
yes.
place.
100%. I don't
Yeah,
think there's any.
for sure.
I
Has
don't
to
think
be
there's
something
any
else.
intelligent life. I don't like.
Oh.
Like
Yeah, because intelligent life
aliens
would,
portrayed
and
in,
there's
like,
no
pop culture.
intelligent life and no water on any planet, so it's literally
I-
impossible for a murder.
I heard of what is it called? Like the NASA budget versus like the Army budget, the United States Army budget. I was
Yeah.
like reading stuff about it, and basically, if we took like half of the Army's budget and we funded it into the NASA program, we'd be able to like go into like a planet that's just strictly made out of water, and we would be able to explore that in like in 5 years tops time. How do you guys feel about
Really?
that? Do you guys feel like we should invest more money into the NASA program?
You're saying they
Yeah,
would
for
start
sure.
they would
Definitely.
start the expedition in 5 years time, or they'd make it there in 5 years time?
Expedition. It'd probably
Okay,
take them
okay.
like 10 years. To
Yeah,
fully,
I was about to
get
say
there and
like
stuff
5 years
that.
seems pretty short.
But that's what
but-
like NASA funding like other programs like the National Space what is it called, and like funding multiple programs at the same time with all that funding. Like I think it's like four or like half of it is like 350 billion, and if that was like strictly funded for that like one space thing, yeah, it would probably like take 3 years. But they're funding in multiple like programs and stuff like that.
That's
That'd
wild.
be crazy.
Yeah.
$350 billion to like spend on just like strictly space stuff. Because
Yeah, but the
NASA's budget is like
thing-
10 billion right now.
Yeah, the one
Wow.
thing I have against that is that the army kind of needs the money, resulting in everything that's happened in January with the
Well,
beef
I
between the
feel
different countries.
yeah, I understand that the army needs the money and stuff like that, but the army, like what we have compared to other countries, is so unnecessary. Like honestly, we have 10. What is it called? Like the things that like aircrafts land on in the middle of the ocean and stuff like that. We have 10 of those, and they're humongous. But compared to the whole world has 10 of them, and they're not even as big as ours. Like that's so unnecessary. Like
You also got to think with the whole like being over like protective type thing, like the
yeah,
having
there's
too
never
much.
overprotection. Yeah.
Yeah, like exactly like same with the Cold War. It's more of just like proving your dominance over the other countries rather than
Yeah, I
actually
can understand
being
that.
able to do anything with it. It's like with the Cold War, like Soviet Russia and the United States were just going back and
Mhm.
forth, just trying to improve their technology so that the other one didn't feel like they were kind of like at a disadvantage.
But I feel like with the United States, if they really wanted to, they can go all out and show their technology. But I feel like what they're trying to do is hide it from other countries. You don't take it, because if there's ever like an actual war, then the United States would dominate because the whole other country doesn't know anything we have. And I feel like that's like most of the funding that's going to stuff we don't like really know.
What do you
Stuff
think
like
about
that.
the moon landing though? Like guys, what do you think about the moon landing? Is it fake or is
I,
it
uh,
real?
I
think
feel
it's
like
real.
Do you think it's fake bombing?
I actually sometimes I think it's fake. I've read this article that many Americans think that is government hoax.
I think it
So-
was like the reason people believe that is because they saw like a green screen or something like that, and like the background
Yeah.
of the moon landing and stuff like that like glitched out for like a second. I feel like if there's actually like concrete proof, then what can you say about it? It's got to be real. You know, it's got to be fake.
Okay.
But
I feel like with the technology that we even have today, we can get to the moon within in 9 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been rockets that have been launched. I can't get into detail because I don't know too much about it, but
Like
they were
Falcon
saying
X
the
and
logistics
stuff
of
like
things.
that.
Yeah, they passed the moon within 9 hours, so it's like, yo, we
Really?
could get there. I feel that we went there at one point in time, but I feel
Mhm.
something happened up there that allowed us and made them not want to go back up there. I feel honestly there is something happening, and my
Like
thoughts on the
problems?
moon is that the moon is artificial. Like the moon was placed here however long ago, millions, billions, however long ago, but it's not right. Our moon is not right. It doesn't seem right because it doesn't rotate. It stays fixed with our gravitational pull, like no matter what, which is not
See,
like any other moon out there.
That's not true. See, our moon, it rotates at the same like speed that it.
Our
that it
moon doesn't
revolves around the
rotate.
Earth.
We
Oh, yeah, it
do
does.
not see the backside of the moon.
No, it's
Because
the thing
it
though.
rotates
That's why it's
at
called the
same
dark side of the moon.
Yeah,
It rotates
it
at
rotates
like,
at the
different.
same speed as the Earth. Like.
Oh,
as it
okay.
goes
So
around
we
the
never
Earth.
see it. So that's
So we never
unnatural.
see
The
it.
point I'm trying to make is like that is unnatural, and not to mention it's hollow.
yeah.
There was
in
something that was
Z's
launched.
case- In like Z's case, like I remember reading something where they were like they never visited the other like side of the moon because they were too scared to go there. They didn't know what was there, and that's kind of like, oh shit, like what could be there? Like that's so like random. Like they didn't want to go there. There had to be a reason. It's not because it's strictly dark there. It had to be like, you know, they seen something or had to experience something there.
That's true, because if they were to spend all that time and money going to the moon, why would they not explore the whole
Yeah,
thing?
then you would want to go there.
Yeah, and also
Unless they're
they can easily just buy a rover and get it to the moon and go to the other side like they did with Mars, which obviously costs so much more money.
The thing with
So,
like the dark side of the moon is it's so cold that
Oh yeah.
like if you go onto that side, you will literally freeze.
Oh, they were probably too scared because their like suits weren't like highly like
Yeah.
they weren't ready for that, which is kind of weird because if you like wanted to go to the moon and you had all this funding, why wouldn't you worry about your fucking astronaut suit to make it like, you know, withstand anything that was on the moon? Because they had to know of the south side on the moon when they were going there. Like, there's no way they just, oh, there's another side to the moon.
I was actually wrong about being super cold. It's actually super hot, which is weird,
I
right?
thought
Oh.
the moon is going away from us. This is one like I think Itachi said it in chat. The moon goes 3 inches away every year. What do you think about that?
It's gonna be a long time before it's actually like too far.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
well,
that
think
could be,
about
like,
this. The Earth has been here for 4.5 billion years is when the first artifacts started dating. So
Mm.
think about that. 4.5 billion years. Think about how many inches per year. It's probably accelerated though over the years. So it's like another few millimeters each decade or century.
Yeah, so it's like an exponential rate.
You know what blows my mind?
What?
All the
Sad.
all the stuff that it like all the evolution, like the creatures, the animals, like that existed at one point in time that don't exist today. Just think about that for a second and just take
Yeah.
in how if these things were still alive, oh my god, the
We've
evolution, our chart, like
Yo, so basically,
cut
I
out.
have about this animal. Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh no, you didn't
Yeah.
cut out. I thought NC cut out
Oh.
for a second.
So basically, Megalodon. I've been watching many of the documentaries from Megalodon and stuff, and I honestly believe he's still alive. Like, they said he died like 20 million years ago or 2 million years ago. 2 million, I think.
Yeah. The reason I don't
And-
believe he's alive is because like all these animals died, but him
Bro,
like it's
but hear
just
me
weird
out.
to think.
They got the fucking satellites pictures and stuff. They got like videos. Like some people think that it's Photoshop and stuff, but like, how about like when you walk on the beaches and stuff and you see like the biggest like big teeth of these animals, and
Oh.
then like they actually don't look that old, like at all.
I believe
And,
you. I'm with you, Bommy. I think that like in the ocean, we know nothing, man.
Yeah.
We haven't
Oh, yeah.
even
only know,
discovered like I think like 2% or something like that.
Yeah,
Something
it's
ridiculously
crazy.
Yeah,
low. I
we've
feel like
explored
somewhere
more
out
of the
there-
moon than we have on the ocean.
Yeah, I was about to say something about that. Like, it's crazy how we have all this funding for the military, but there's no funding to explore our like world at all. Like, it's all about we must worry about war 24/7. You know, no money to go to like explore the
Bro, if
ocean
people-
and learn.
Yeah, like
there's
ocean is
probably, like-
probably the most interesting thing that ever like existed. If people actually go to the bottom of the ocean and explore some new animals, some new plants, some new things out down there, that would be sick. I would love to see that.
So it's like 5% of the ocean has been discovered.
Yeah.
Which is
And that's
Mind-blowing.
triggering for some reason. I don't know why, but it's triggering me.
they really need to put more money into like ocean,
Yeah.
like ocean discovery.
They
marine
put so many
biology.
money
Yeah.
into weapons and stuff for the wars, but they just don't
Exactly.
put money in the ocean and
Yeah.
nothing of that. and
Imagine all the
exploring and
new
stuff.
animals that we can like find and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
there's probably like animals they're not even like recorded. We couldn't even think about, and they're just in the ocean, our ocean, not like in a different planet or anything, just in our ocean alone.
One of the creatures
Yeah.
that like blows my mind is the narwhal. I know it sounds
Oh,
weird,
yeah.
but like, that thing is literally a unicorn in the water.
Yeah.
That's why I think unicorns existed. Yo, every fairy tale, the only one that I really don't believe in is the mummies. Mummies that come alive and stuff. That's whack. But like everything else, like they're talking about mermaids, unicorns, fairies, elves, werewolves, vampires. You know how people like you can see weird humans. There's
Bro.
weird humans out there that freaking like to drink blood. So like imagine there's probably something like every single
Imagine.
fairy tale has probably been created or manifested from something happening. Like a troll. I've heard that trolls used to be like some type of being that lived under a bridge that had like pale white skin that had it was so cold that the only thing that was red was its nose, and that's what made a clown. Because what would happen is like these trolls would like do tricks and stuff, lure people out there into the forest or into the wherever they're at, and they'll trick them with stuff, and then they'll eat them.
What the hell?
Good food though.
Yo,
But
I
hear me out.
honestly wonder what are the like description of what alien is, because like wouldn't we consider an alien someone who like thinks is as smart as us, like, you know, can like read and stuff like that? And wouldn't that
It depends.
and if they look different than us, like really different, like they just have a horn on their like head or something like that, is that considered an alien if we find it on Earth, or would we what would
Depends
we
on where it comes
consider
from.
that?
Yo, but like about mermaids, right? So my grandpa, it's not actually my grandpa, but it's my real granddad died, and then my grandma got married to another man, and he was talking stories, like talking to me, like he was working on a ship, and so he talked to me about that one thing that happened on the sea. So he basically saw I don't know how it's called, like the last part of the fish, the tail. and
Like a
like
fin.
yeah,
No, no, yeah, the flopper or
the
something.
flopper, yeah, basically. And then he saw like just like a hand like go out of the water too when the fish jumped out,
Really?
and he believed he saw mermaid that day. Yeah,
That's
I
wild.
believe him. I believe him.
yeah, I believe him too. I'm very like I believe everything, like that's about ocean. I don't
They
hold yeah.
sorry to interrupt you, but it's related to this topic. Have you seen the documentary about like they say it's fake and stuff, but mermaid the body found?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that, guys?
Yeah. I've seen the and
Oh,
the
I don't think
video
I have.
about putting like the hand in the
Yeah, so
submarine
yeah,
or
there is
something. Yeah.
two stories, two encounters. What they say happened was the first one was they found a body on a beach, and before they could even they got called after or something like that. Before they even got there, they had like government officials and Secret Service, whatever, blocking them off so that they couldn't see or whatever happened. Because I think was it a shark? They cut open a shark and they saw some. I can't really remember the very specific details of it, but then they took the expedition under the sea, and then that's the one that Bommy's talking about, where they said that the thing came right up. And I was like looking at it, and I'm like, yo, if not dolphins, mermaids were to exist, it would look like that, you know. It would look like kind of like creepy like that,
Yeah.
weird webbed and stuff. But they keep saying that they found fish with spears in them.
What the
How
hell?
about that skeleton that they found? That like the
Oh, like in the Ripley's Believe It or Not museum?
yeah, I think that's the thing. Yeah.
You know what's
Yeah.
weird for me to like wrap my head around? If like that actually happened, where like they found a shark and instantly Secret Service pulled up and stuff like that, it's like they have to know so much stuff about this, because like how would they know that that's the shark that has something in it? Like it's weird. Like they probably have trackers put up in like some random
Oh, they
thing we
have
don't even
trackers
know
on
about.
every fish. Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah,
know,
like
they know stuff. They know what exactly
just-
what's going on. That's going.
It's probably so creepy, or they just don't want to tell about it to the world because world
Yeah.
will get freaked out. And
imagine the
that's
top
just my
person,
opinion on that.
not like Donald Trump, or like just imagine like the top person who like is a part of like all this stuff. Like imagine how like scared he is to live on this planet. Like he's like he knows like stuff we don't know. Like any second this thing can happen, any minute this thing can happen. Like he's probably paranoid.
Like
See, the
Illuminati?
thing is, he might not even know about it. He might not even know. The presidents and stuff like that may just be like a puppet in a sense, like
Yeah.
a public figure, just someone who can
Yeah.
talk to someone that can like engage with the media, that could it doesn't have to.
Mhm.
I feel like it's above them, in a sense. And when you
Yeah.
get to the White House and stuff, it's either in your interest to ask about it, and then you could probably find out details about it. But besides that, they're not gonna really tell you, because they're more worried about you fixing the economy and stuff like that. Here, keeping your brain down to earth and stuff. And obviously, there's global threats, and if there is something that would be brought to their attention, then yeah. But if you want to learn about that, it's the president's like what's his name, Nixon,
Yeah.
back in the day, like around those times, that's when a lot of like activity in terms of like aliens, like there's stories about extraterrestrial vehicles landing right in front of like the White House and the like all that kind of stuff, or I think it was like the Pentagon. I forget what they call it,
Yeah.
but it's crazy stuff,
Star
man.
thing with a round circle around it.
I don't know if you guys seen this clip where there was a fighter pilot and he caught on his
Oh.
camera it was a UFO, and
Send
the
that clip.
Pentagon
Like,
literally
box speed.
confirmed that it literally confirmed that that's a UFO. Yeah, no
Send
one's
that
like
clip,
talking
please.
about like that's a literal UFO that just no one's talking about it.
Yeah,
send
and
that clip?
the FBI isn't even trying. Like they're not even trying to hide it anymore. We already know like this is like clear proof that there's something that we don't know about that could be aliens, and they're like, yeah, we they don't know what to respond with that. Like there's like that proof. I wonder how he got leaked. That guy probably like the person who like was there. He probably just like took a video on it on his phone, and then he probably got fired for it too.
Yeah, but why is the quality of the videos always so bad?
I don't
But
know.
Because they're
while
like
I think it's
while
more
the, like-
they focus more on the tracking ability of the camera rather than the
Yeah.
actual quality.
they probably have like cameras.
Because they
for,
probably
like,
they
stuff
probably
that-
zoom in on it as far as they can, so the quality gets degraded.
And it's also because they probably have like only like things meant for quality and then things just strictly meant for tracking objects.
Well, what if just the field was damaged?
Wait,
We
what
don't know
was
about
damaged?
that. Like the film of the camera.
Oh, if like the recording got messed up or something.
Yeah. Wouldn't know that
Oh
either.
no.
That shit was going really fucking fast, and that's
The
like
same thing.
that-
The same thing with the Bigfoots and stuff. Like, the we have like very good quality of the cameras, right? But whenever we see a picture of Bigfoot or Yeti or whatever, the quality is just so messed up.
so crazy.
It's the
Yeah.
practicality. Like, yeah, it's true. But the topic of Bigfoot, I do a lot of research about Bigfoot. I'm so interested in that kind of stuff because I like
Yeah.
nature walks. I like the nature, and
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be like what do they call them? Like an not environmentalist, but like those guys that talk about animals and stuff. I love that stuff. But anyways, those beings, they're like way more smart than what we think or perceive them as. Like, you might as well be talking
So-
about aliens when you talk about those things.
So you think like Bigfoots and stuff, like you think they're like way smarter than humans? Like they're so smart they can avoid us without us even knowing.
Yeah, like 100%. They've learned through maybe evolution, like how to just live, like ascend to the next. It sounds crazy, but like they can literally like live on the next dimension, bro. Like anytime that you're like a lot of encounters, they talk about how they'll see like one or two footprints in the snow, then they'll just vanish, or they'll hear noises but they'll never see anything. And anytime that there's encounters with these things, there's always orbs, there's lights in the sky, there's like weird stuff that goes on around this topic.
So you definitely think. I was watching this documentary. It was like it was showing how like there were these apes that like used to exist that were like real big. They were real big animals, like 8-9 foot tall ape, and people think that's where like Bigfoot started, but you think that, like they still exist and they're just like almost extraterrestrial beings.
They're definitely on a different course of a different path of what's it called? Like evolution. Like they could do things that they're taught things, they know things about life that we don't. So they're able to do stuff. That's why the government doesn't want us to know about them, because as soon as we do, it opens our consciousness into asking questions like, how did they do this? Why did they do this? And why are they here? What are they doing here?
You know,
Makes
have you
sense.
heard of that theory on like the thing where like like they just teleport away and stuff like that? Have you heard the theory
Yeah.
where like this stuff like shifts between time? Like we live in like a like if you remember something that happened, like you thought it was Monday but it's actually Wednesday and stuff like that. Like we just shift in time. Like we go into like a different dimension type shit. Like I don't know what the exact theory is called, but it's like
Time and space, I think.
I think one of the, like the examples of it, you know, Curious George.
Yeah.
You know how he has like a like people say he had a tail and stuff like that, but he actually has like a like he doesn't have a tail and stuff like that. Like people say that was like a time where we shifted and stuff like that. It's crazy to think about because if that's true, then that like what's real and what's fake.
There was a
think that-
story about two hikers that were in the forest, and this has nothing to do about Bigfoot. This is just people hiking, and his girlfriend or his wife that he was with had like a problem with her leg or her ankle or something, so she could only like they needed to take it slow, and he always kept a close distance to her because he know that she was always like she couldn't go as fast as him, so he's kept keeping a good pace. So they were walking, and they always stay close within like viewing distance of each other, and then he'll always turn back and look at her. But then one time he just turned back and she was completely gone. And the guy got worried after searching for so long that he kept running up and down the whole path as where they were just at. And it's like literally like you and I just walk into the forest chilling, and then one of us just disappears out of nowhere. And then we're like, what the hell? He was literally like right behind me last time I saw him. I like literally heard him or heard her. So
That's true.
he had to call park officials, he had to call everyone, they had a search party, and then I think like a couple hours later they found her, like probably like I can't remember the exact logistics of it, but it was like miles and miles like ahead of where they were. And the
What?
whole time she was behind him with like a hurt leg, so she wasn't passing him. So for him to like lose her and then to run up and down the path looking for her, not be able to find, they get to search party and then find her way ahead is like is it's just unheard of. And they were talking about something that had to do with like time and space, that there is like certain places
But-
on this certain oddities in this world where Like you've heard of the Bermuda Triangle, places where people go vanish, they just go missing, they just, you know, things are different, time shifts. It was one of those things. So I do agree with you in terms of like uh time and space. I can't really like explain it, but yeah, I agree with you, man.
Alternate dimensions.
But this story just shocked me so hard, bro. I'm low-key scared. Kind of having the thing that
Goosebumps.
whatever.
Goosebumps. He's having
goosebumps.
this. Yeah.
Bro,
What
I'm
scared you?
scared, bro. I don't know. Just the thing, like thinking about we live in simulation right now. Like there's multiple like universes and multiple like time travelers around us. Like knowing what is going on in the future.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Like I'm just kind of
tripping yourself out.
Yeah.
It's weird for me the process that
I
we're
also drank
able
this like beer and I'm just kind of messed up right now. I don't know what to think about it.
It's weird to think about that we're able to have simulations where the people inside, like the things inside the simulation, don't even know they're a part of the simulation, and they can think like on their own, like they can make decisions on their own and stuff like that. So it's weird. Like, are we in a simulation? Like, did someone do that to us? Like, we are able to think and stuff on our own, but like they can easily like plug us out and end us in like a split second just because they didn't like it. Like, holy shit.
See, I was watching this video,
I'll
and
be back.
Elon Musk, he's talking about all these future technologies, and he said, eventually in the future, we're gonna get to a point where like VR is gonna be like completely undistinguishable from reality,
Yeah.
and that's kind of scary. Like,
And at
just to
that
think
point,
about, you could put that on, and then you just like,
you're in a whole different
like,
world. Like you're
yeah,
like
and
the
you wouldn't be able
quality-
to tell.
The quality in that world is so realistic to like our planet and stuff like that. You're just like, oh my god, that'd be crazy.
You ever watch Hunger Games?
Yeah.
Like and then I think it's Labyrinth. No, the Runner. The Runner, I think is a movie.
Oh, the runner where they're in a maze
Yeah.
and like you have to. Yeah, I've seen that.
Like imagine if like actually there's something bigger out there we don't know about, right? And then we're just getting controlled by
We're
those
just
people,
trapped. Yeah,
and we're
just
just getting experimented on. Like from like now, we're just getting experimented what's going to happen if we actually overthink about stuffs that is going on,
we just disappear.
and overthink about like theories, I guess, whatever. But bro, I can't explain some things that are going on. Like, for example, is it destiny for me to be like to be born in Slovenia and then to hang out with American people, and then like, is it destiny for me to have a separated family and stuff? Like, I want to know about that. Like, super weird. I can't explain some things, but I really want
Like,
to
how
know
did this?
what is
How
going
did
on.
this exactly happen? Like, how?
Yeah.
How did it
How
end
did
up
I?
this way?
How did I got born? Like, did I choose my parents, or like how? Was I like, did I already leave before? Like, was I already alive before? Died, then I got reborn, or what? Bro?
Yeah.
I'm just,
So
bro.
that's what I asked myself too. I asked myself, like, if life is everlasting and we are reborn and reincarnated, what made me choose, and how did I choose this? Why did I choose, like, why am I in this body now? Why am I here on this planet?
Well, I actually love my body, but bro.
No, like, I'm just saying, like, because if
Yeah.
obviously you love yourself, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, what made me choose this, or like if I even had a choice,
Yeah.
why can't I remember? Well, I do know why. I think my belief as to why we don't know what's after death and what's before is because of the manipulation that's going on here on Earth. And I feel like we are, it might sound sad, it might sound scary, but I feel like we are an experiment. We were created for a reason, and we are living for a reason. And I feel like if we either kill ourselves or something is gonna kill us, you know what I mean?
Bro,
Type of vibe, because history repeats itself. What happened to all the other humans? What happened to the technology before? Like, you know, what happened to everybody? You know, this world is unstable and it does reset itself. And I think it's up to us to get to a certain level of consciousness and technologically advance to the point where we can either leave this planet or survive through the environmental catastrophes that do happen on this planet every millions of years or hundreds of thousands of years, whatever the case may be.
Have you heard of the theory where there's like 5 levels of our like civilization, you can call it, where like level 1 is us using everything in our planet, like efficiently and stuff like that. Level 2 is like using everything in our solar system. Level 3 is using everything in our galaxy. Level 4 is like using everything in our like galaxy dimension and stuff like that. And they don't even know what like the next levels would be and stuff like that, because we don't even know that much to understand like different levels to that theory and stuff like that. That's crazy.
What the fuck?
See, like, it might be, it's like that's the reason why, see how Bombi just said what the F, like, I feel that is just the human reaction to like information overload. And in order for us to get there, it's going to be a long gradual process, but due to technology, we're easily accessed to all of this at the touch of our fingers, for most of it at least, or some of it, what we think is most of it. But we're growing very fast, and our brains need to be able to like keep up with that. And the only way for it to happen is if we grow as a race, like evolution, like evolve consciously. And that's the thing, like we need to get rid of fear, because we fear the unknown. And I feel it all has to do with death, because we don't know what's going on after death. So I don't know, I'm just getting deep, but
I feel like with me, I've accepted the fact that death is the same thing. The death is the same thing as like eating, drinking, and stuff like that. It's just normal. Like everybody's gonna do it at one point. So I feel like eventually, like you have to accept like it's coming, and you can't really stop it from coming. It's literally like impossible to stop death from coming. If death is even like a thing, and like maybe when you die, you just wake up and it's like a whole new thing. Like imagine you just wake up, because you just wake up and you're in a whole different place, like a whole different planet. You're being rebirthed again. Imagine.
Bro, I'm so scared right now. What the fuck is wrong with me?
I just thought of something crazy, and this is just something that just popped into my head so randomly. So imagine if us as a soul, our souls, we come from whatever part of the universe, and we are the universe, we are God, we are one with the universe, with our souls, but our souls go to wherever the universe needs help or the galaxy needs help to grow. So maybe like our souls went here to inhabit Earth as humans, to like help consciously grow it, to evolve it and get it on the same how can I explain this?
Like the same like level as like other places.
Universe? Yeah, like healthy, you know, and you know, and I don't know, I just thought of that because I'm like, why would I come to Earth, and what am I gonna do after if I were to pass on? People say that passing on, like when they see the light, is the best feeling that they've ever encountered and, you know, they've ever seen and stuff like that. But I don't know.
That's probably the thing I'm gonna believe in right now. Andy, thank you for showing me the way.
It really scares me. Like thinking about death, like
yeah, I'm getting goosebumps all the time. I'm really freaked out right now. I'm getting scared so hard. But I think I need to know that. Like I need to know what's going on. Like I need to know what's after everything. I need to know what was before me. And that's why I love history. That's why history is my favorite subject in school. Because I'm learning about new like stuff that was happening before me. And actually, I can compare stuff that are going on now, and the stuff that are going like on before me. And actually, let me actually search up the years, because I think the plague was in year like 1820 or something like that. I'm not sure. Yeah, 1820 was a plague, a pandemic. Then we got some SARS or something like that. And then like the coronavirus. So I think like in every like time of the year that someone choose to choose, there's like a new disease coming out, that because if we don't die in like bigger numbers, then the world is gonna like overfill.
Yeah.
And I think that someone is controlling, or something is controlling that stuff.
Yeah, I know what Obama's talking about. There was a big disease in like 1720, 1820, and 1920, and then 2020, and it's kind of just like it's so weird how exactly every 100 years is a new disease that wipes out like millions of people.
Yeah.
Carrying the shit out of me, bro. What if I die?
Nah, you're good. You're good.
I don't think we should be afraid of death.
And that's the
am
thing.
afraid
That's
of that,
why
'cause
we're
I'm
so
like,
easily manipulated.
yeah, because we're afraid of dying. Yeah.
We're caught in the matrix right now. You know,
But-
we're like modern day slaves if you think about it. We work, give our energy just to live. You know what I mean? When truth be told, the real meaning of life is probably not to do that. Yes, there's responsibilities and obligations that you're gonna have to do as a being, but in terms of just life, I think like we shouldn't have to slave just to live, just to work. But I don't know.
Okay, but like,
We're very
so,
go on.
like, if you knew you were going to die, what would your last wish be on this world? I can tell mine first if you want, because my last wish would be low-key getting laid, probably. But, but what would your last wish be, though?
I would
want
wish.
to know that.
I'd wish to get reincarnated. I'm like really like big. Like I wish so bad. Like
No, that's not what I mean. I mean like the last thing you could do on
last
this
thing
planet.
I could do on this planet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably
See my-
bringing. Go on, you first.
I was gonna say probably like see my family again. Like to see them before I go. Like
Yeah, memories, right? Like memories. That's the biggest like treasure we have. Probably.
Wait, do we know where we're going into? Like, do we know what the end is?
No,
or
we didn't know. We didn't know nothing.
then
We
that's
just wanted to
crazy,
do
yeah.
the last
Yeah,
wish.
to probably see my family. If I knew like I was gonna get reincarnated, like rebirthed into the planet as like a different person, and in some way I was gonna still be able to see them, like go and visit them and stuff like that, like become friends with them. Yeah, I would have picked like do something crazy, like jump out of a plane or something like that. But if I know I'm just gonna be put back, like if I'm not gonna be put back, I don't know what the end is. And yeah, see my family.
Yeah, that's nice.
But
Like,
you,
I'm-
MZ?
What do I think? What I want?
Yeah.
I'd want to go knowing that I've done something for the world, and I know that I'm just one person and that I can't do much. Like I can, but like one step at a time. And the one thing I would really want to do is help out like places in poverty, really like help them live, help them like. I really before I go, I know you guys are saying like the stuff like see your family and stuff, obviously, but before I go, I really like one of my dreams is to bring electricity and like running like clean water to places in poverty that don't have that, like on like an Akon vibe. So that's what I want to do before I go. I feel like that's like all part of raising like the vibration of humanity, and what I mean by that is like the collective consciousness and making just sure that everyone can be as happy as they can, because I think that's what life is all about. It's just loving, man. Loving and trying to be happy as much as you can.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you guys are so wholesome about that. Like, you all want to do something good for the world. Well, I'm just trying to like have a good time on this planet, right? So I think that's the difference between us. Some people are trying to have fun while they're living. Some people are trying to explore new stuff, trying to change the world. Some people might even like they might want to find an escape from all of that, right? They might need to they're trying to explore new universes or something like that, but they can't because they just can't go to space, right? So I think they do a suicide and just like they want to see what's next, because some people just don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I feel like something that has like a really big like effect on that, like we were talking about like suicide and stuff like that, is people are so like they're so done with their like how they're living and stuff like that. They're like, what if there's something like different in our world? Like what if there's like, you know, like maybe I get rebirthed as something that I actually want to be, like a millionaire or something like that, and they just take the easy way out. But I feel like if we really like think that, then if you really like want, like you could think that stuff, like you can get rebirth and stuff, but if you really think that's like 100% gonna happen, I don't know. Unless there's like proof, like 100% proof that this is gonna happen, then don't do that.
Yeah, yeah, that's like suicide is a weird thing to talk about, but since we're all about conspiracy theories today, let's talk about just popped out of my head. Wait, let me just remember this.
I'm back,
Sorry
by the
about
way.
that.
Well,
I'll try. We'll come back.
yeah, I had to drop somebody off, and then I came back. But you
Yeah.
guys, I was watching the stream, and you guys were keeping the conversation going. I was like, they don't need me. They're good.
Yeah. Okay.
There's this story I heard
So
about last night.
What about deja vu? What do you think about that?
Like deja vu.
Deja vu, yeah. Cause I've been getting a lot of deja vu lately.
I
really
feel
wanna
like
know
that's
what you guys think
you
about
kind of
living
live.
the life.
Is it like you're living life according to plan? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel
Wait.
like I went through a phase when I was like 15 where I got deja vu like every day, and it was really weird. Like I'd be
Yeah.
like somewhere, I'd be like, oh my god, I just got like that deja vu feeling where like I feel like I've had the same conversation and I've lived the same moment before. It's so weird. It's so weird.
Bro, so this is
I've
blew my-
never had a deja vu moment in my life.
What? What? Kiori, what? So
I have to
basically-
the point
I-
where I was walking one time. I was like, "Whoa, I'm having a deja vu," and then I was like, "Yo, this leaf is gonna fall right here," and then the leaf fell. I was like, "Wow."
I've never had
Don't
deja
give
vu
me
like that
goosebumps,
though.
Hansi. Oh my brums. So basically, I heard about this one theory. So basically, what if, like, I died, and I'm just reliving, like, my memories before I go off this planet? What
Mm.
is? I'm
I heard
just
about
like,
that. Like, when you
Yeah.
die, like you still have like 7 minutes of brain activity,
yeah.
And that's
and
like
it's like,
you
and it's like,
reliving
what
your
if
life.
like right now, I'm like dead, and I'm just like reliving.
Yeah.
That is
So-
actually pretty crazy. I didn't
And
even
that's
think
like
about
your
that.
7 minute. And since you're like reliving it, it's like your brain like making it seem like you're moving so slow, but in realistically, you're moving like
Yeah.
light speed.
Like a
Like
dream
you're
kind of.
moving so fast between everything.
Yo,
Oh
take it
my.
in though. While you're viewing that, I bet you that's the time it takes where you're kind of recollecting on your life, and you're your own judge. You're your own decider. Like, did you have a good life? Are you ready to leave and ascend? Are you gonna be wanting to come back and redo it all over again because you feel like what you've done here, your mission isn't fulfilled? What about if it's like that?
That'd be crazy.
That kind of
Yeah,
reminds
you-
me of a theory I have. It's not a theory that I came up with, but it's a theory that I've heard, where basically the meaning of life is like you're living through each body that's ever like each and every organism that's ever stepped on this planet or that exists in the
Okay.
universe. And like
Bro, this
each time you die, you reincarnate as a person. It doesn't matter what time. It could be like somebody from the 18th century, somebody from like when Jesus was around. If you guys believe in that, personally, I'm agnostic, so I don't know what to believe in. I truly don't. I don't know what if there's a God or not. But if you guys like,
I'm
it's like
having
a theory,
brain
yeah.
overload right now. I just can't take all the informations in my head anymore.
My thoughts are like, yo, God is the universe. Love is God. The feeling is God. I don't believe that any kind of being came down here on this planet and was God. Maybe they're a being like us that was just evolutionary, like advanced to the fact where they can, to the point where they can genetically make a race of people and stuff like that. And then they're perceived as God because they created, but something had to create them. You know what I mean? They don't like
Yeah.
the process never ends. You know what I mean? If we were to be created by someone, something would have created them, and so forth, until it all started with something. And it's just, you can go on, you can think about this forever, but it's all what you truly want to believe, right? I think Jesus was a being back in the day that was just consciously aware of how life truly was and how you're supposed to live, and was and tapped into a type of people would say magic, but I think it's just knowing of, you know, power and just existence of how to live your life and what you can do with life.
I'm not sleeping tonight.
He probably just came down and just showed him a 1-2 and showed him how to live, and he was just so prospering and like had good intentions for humanity, tried to teach humanity how to live properly, and people perceived them as God. Because when, you know, like imagine look up in the sky right now, you see someone flying just standing there, you know, like what are you gonna...
Oh fuck, Anzi, I'm freaking out, please. Oh shit. Oh fuck, I'm getting brain overdose.
But I
right
kind of
now.
agree with you, NC. Like the whole like idea that
Like-
Jesus wasn't actually like, he couldn't actually turn water to wine, but he was such a great figure in the world.
He's basically just super woke.
Yeah.
He could probably
What is
do
the
it.
time
The
for
thing
you
is,
guys?
like when you ascend, sorry to interrupt you, like when you unlock your brain and you're able to do more things, this relates back to the Sasquatch now. People who do extensive research in this category see what type of capabilities that these beings are capable of, and it's way outside of our paradigm. It's way outside of our everyday thinking, that it seems like magic. It seems like what the heck, right? So when you start to tap into stuff like that, you can really perceive it as anything, right?
True.
Like Jesus like probably was aware that, like, you know, you never know, he could have been a being from another planet, you know, like Venus or something. He could have came from Venus and had technology or was able to understand things that we couldn't, right? Maybe he could levitate,
He knew the meaning of
because
life.
I don't think that levitating is impossible. All you gotta know is the properties of gravity and how to work around it. I feel like you could levitate.
Oh my.
No, you can't levitate, but you know,
Yeah.
maybe like in thousands of years of training, millions of years of evolution and training, yeah, we can train our bodies, or one day we'll be able to levitate.
Kind of like Nen or like some anime.
Imagine
type
Wait,
thing.
it's
what
like-
is the time for you guys? Since you're from NAE still, what is the time for you?
5:52.
It makes sense because it's like burning 12 a.m. for me, and I'm
Oh, yeah.
super freaked out, super scared. Don't know what to think about right now, bro.
Imagine
Oh,
like 1,000
fuck
years,
me,
you
bro.
just like, imagine you just wake up and you're like 1,000 years into the future,
Bro,
and you just see like a freaking flying man, like just
Ooh,
some
talking-
guy with wings, and he's just flying.
Yeah, talking about that future 1,000 years, like that's kind of relating to Futurama, how the person got trapped in the cold, whatever that is, and then just went 1,000 years to the future.
I wonder if isn't that like a thing that you could do? Like you could sign up for like freezing your body.
Yeah,
and then
that
they
Michael
have to
Jackson
freeze
tried to do that, but it's not really reliable.
Just think
'Cause
about
what's
if
your
you could
soul
go
gonna
back in
do? That's
time.
the thing. Like, yo, there's more to us than just our body. Like, what is your soul gonna do? What are
After
you?
death?
You wouldn't be able to survive, man. I don't believe that you could get frozen. Maybe if you were to get frozen like in a millisecond.
Kind of like a
I don't
fish.
know. Even then, like, I just don't think that you'll be able to come back from that.
I mean, think about like fish during the winter, like how they get frozen in ice, and then when the ice unfreezes,
Your mic is
they're perfectly fine. They just lower their heart
Really?
rate.
But they're still alive in the water.
Yeah,
like,
they're
what the
still
heck?
alive. They're alive and well, and it's the same with frogs.
Hibernation,
Oh,
I guess.
oh
Like,
It's
my.
like hibernation. Like they freeze, and their heart rate goes down to like 4 beats per second, and then once the ice
That's
thaws,
fast. 4 beats per second.
huh? That's really slow. Oh no, sorry, 4 beats per minute. Sorry, I
Minute.
correct me, correct myself. But like, yeah,
Well, I'm
But
just
isn't your
thinking, like, yo, if you're frozen,
it's
where
crazy,
does that
isn't it?
blood pump to? Your blood, you're frozen.
Dude, they don't. It's like they're almost like frozen in time. It's
Heck,
like the
I feel like
cryogenics.
better chances tapping into a way to go back in time to travel through the different dimensions. Because I'm a big believer in different dimensions. Yo, you better believe it. Like, you think that? Sorry about me if I'm gonna creep you out right now. That there is another dimension around this earth with things living that we can't see, like taking ghosts and stuff like that, right?
Oh fuck me.
Like, like take that stuff in. All
Yeah.
poltergeist. If you see like stuff moving, like all that stuff is real, man. You know what I mean? And
Ooh, I don't believe in
Bobby
poltergeist.
leave it us.
I didn't just one day you wake
Yeah,
up
we
and you
don't-
see
we
a
don't- we
minion,
won't
like
judge.
small freaking creature running around.
Ah.
Oh my god.
I believe in poltergeist. One time I was having like, it was someone's birthday, and we went to like a big dinner at this place, and I remember I was just waiting for my food, sitting down, and like I'm not even trolling, like I felt like just some force like pushed me over, like I fell over in my chair and everything, like straight down to the ground, and my mom was looking at me like I was crazy, and I was just like, Mom, I got pushed, it's like something pushed me, and ever since then I believe in poltergeist.
Okay, so
It's-
basically, I have many experiences with this stuff, but I'm just not gonna like
Tell us one.
one. So basically, I think I was about 6 or 5 years old then, and I was sitting in the kitchen with my grandma, and I had this plate on my table, right? I was eating, and I was arguing with my grandma about if God exists and if angels exist and stuff, and I just refused to believe it, right? And then the table just started spinning on the table, and I just started screaming and crying out loud.
Oh my god.
I'd
That's
be
great.
screaming, bro. If
I
saw
didn't
that
know
happen-
if I was imagining that, or if it was a real thing. I really
Did
don't
anybody
know.
else see it?
What?
Did anybody else see it?
Yeah, my grandma saw it. Then she told that to my mom, but my mom didn't want to believe that.
But there's 2 witnesses.
Bro, I'm low-key gonna go like to bed with my mom tonight. I'm not sleeping alone.
No, I don't blame
You're
you, bro.
good.
These are some pretty deep thoughts, you know.
Bro, I'm gonna overthink tonight.
You used to have these conversations with my friends,
Shit, bro.
Like
Just don't go to sleep.
my IRLs.
Yeah, but it's fucking like it's dark outside, and I don't want to look behind me or anything. I'm just fucking, bro.
We're looking behind you right now. Nothing's
Shut up.
behind you.
just be quiet.
Just don't say Bloody Mary 3 times, you know.
I think this one beer wasn't enough for me. I think I need another one.
Maybe
It's in
that's
the
the reason
basement,
you're
but I
getting
don't wanna
tripped
go
out.
there. What?
I said maybe that's the reason you're getting tripped out.
Tachi.
Mommy
Oh
bumped up
my.
behind you.
I think Mom is just really paranoid because he was drinking. That's why.
Yeah.
Sleep stream.
He's going to sleep.
We'll just put the camera on Bommy, and then we'll just. This is now turned into a sleep stream. Yeah. So, do you guys
But,
believe in the multiple dimensions?
What are you gonna say? Pardon?
Huh? Oh,
was that?
what were you saying? What were you saying?
No, what do you say?
I said, do you guys
There is
believe
this
in like
one-
multiple dimensions? Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, multiple dimensions, 100%, 100%. Cause yo, like I said, I'm all about researching that Sasquatch.
That's Sasquatch.
And them
Sasquatch.
Johns, they be jumping back and forth, like they be in that John, they be in the fourth or the next dimension. And my boy who was really into like spirituality and stuff would do research and try to like, he'd always be meditating and praying. And he told me that like he even traveled to India, going into the mountains and stuff to like meditate and stuff with like, you know, them people there. But he was saying he was watching videos, and I think I've seen stuff like this in the past. I can't 100% like say I believe in this. I do, a big part of me does, but it's like these monks, they'd be meditating for like however long up there in the mountains, and they said that if you could stay happy with no negative thoughts whatsoever for like, I think it's like 13 or 30 years, something around those, I can't remember, but they're saying like you'll like ascend. And they've
Like
there was,
Nirvana?
like a story. Pardon?
Like Nirvana?
Bro.
Yeah, I
that is?
guess I'm not too sure.
Like Nirvana
But-
is like the Hindu belief that like of enlightenment.
Enlightenment, exactly, like unlocking your kundalini type of vibe, you know,
Yeah.
where it's like you that's when you ascend. They say like there was a story or an article saying like these monks were watching their like one of their prophets or something, like, do his meditation, and the man literally ascended before their eyes, and they're just seeing like rainbow colors, and all that was left was his clothes at the end of it. Like, what?
Wow.
Okay, so basically, I'm just gonna take.
But
a
where
quick
did they
time out
go?
from the
Like,
back.
when they go to these like
Um,
other dimensions, like where do they go? Is it just like
Yeah,
like,
see,
a
that's
void?
the thing. Like, no, I think like my belief. I don't know much about it, but in my belief, I would say you go to what our eyes can't, like, to a place where our eyes can't see. Um, our eyes can't perceive it. We're not there yet. We're on a third. I call it the fourth dimension because right now we're in physical. We're on the
Yeah,
third
the
dimension.
third dimension. Mhm.
Third dimension. So after that would be the fourth, then the fifth, and the sixth, and the seventh, and all sorts, right? And it never stops. And when I was doing, like, when I was probably around your guys' age and stuff, I was doing heavy research about like extraterrestrials and stuff, and the different types of, remember when you guys were talking about earlier, the different stages of like evolution we would be in, whether we're in like planetary stage 1 or stage 2, stage 3,
Yeah.
stage 4, whatever. Like, that is still the same thing. It's the same thing that correlates with your consciousness and stuff. You will never be able to get to those levels without being smart and evolving as a race. So I lost my train of thought and my topic with the point I was trying to prove. Hold on,
Talking
let me
about
recollect.
in like another state of being, kind of like an like
Yeah,
ascending.
so after that you would go into the next one, the next dimension, where I feel there would be no hidden agendas. Everything like would be able to telepathically communicate. We can do things that we won't be able to do here and stuff like that. But it's still not maybe necessarily the third dimension. I don't know what it is, man. I have yet to understand it. Maybe my brain can't even fathom the idea of understanding it. I'm not too sure.
Probably because we only live in the third dimension. What I've heard about the dimensions is that there's 11 dimensions, and this is like this is like the visual side of dimensions. Is that right now we're in the third dimension, so we only see in 2D. So from your perspective, you can only really see in 2 dimensions, which is like up and to the side, like up and down to the side, X and Y axis. So in like the fourth dimension, you'd be able to see in 3D. So you'd be able to see the Z, X, and Y axis of the world, and then from there on, it would just keep on going up in the amount of different dimensions you can see. And nobody actually knows what 3 dimensions like looks like. You can't really like see in 3 dimensions.
You don't have an example of it. You don't have.
There's no way to know what it actually looks like. People think that it's like if a 4th dimensional creature was to go into the 3rd dimension, you would see like say it was like a sphere. You would see like a circle for a short period of time, and then it would slowly shrink until it was nothing. But that's all I've heard about the 4th dimension, and there's no way to actually describe what it looks like to be a 4th dimensional being. That's what I was thinking about with ghosts. Are ghosts 4th dimensional beings? Can they see in 3D? Is that why they're able to be omniscient?
Yeah, I think like if ghosts were to be real, they would definitely be in the 4th dimension. There's a lot of ghost stories and stuff. Like, people describe them as just like an orb of light that just like slowly like disappears into nothing. Like you said, like if a spherical being from the 4th dimension were to come in the 3rd, you'd see like that just slowly like go into nothing. And that's exactly what people say about ghosts. So they could definitely be from the 4th dimension.
And you guys ever heard of astral projection?
I've heard about it.
No.
What is it exactly? Like, I'm not well informed on it.
So it's where your consciousness, your body, or like your consciousness, your mind, or your soul will leave your body while your body is asleep.
Oh, like out of body experience?
Oh.
Yes.
Like ego death, kind of?
Outer body experience is an astral projection, yeah.
Okay.
I heard
Sounds
people
like
do
ego
like
death.
psychedelics, get
Yeah.
out of body experiences a lot.
Yeah, you
enough.
can do it with that, but that's like a shortcut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That could really mess up your mind, mess up you can literally like lose your marbles by doing that kind of stuff, right? Because you're taking the shortcut. You come back to reality, then you don't know what reality is. Now all of a sudden you're hearing things, you're seeing things, you know?
Yeah.
The doc
Yeah.
is now calling you schizophrenic. Like, you know, it's like that's why it's always good to take the natural, try to like do it yourself way.
Like more of like meditation, a meditation way of.
It is. Yeah, it's meditation, and I believe in it 100% because I practiced it, and I was so close to doing it, and I did it to a certain aspect. Like I started to come out of my body, but then I freaked out. The one thing they tell you not to do is to trip out and freak out, because you'll just go right back in your body. That's what happened to me, and I for the first time in my life, I had a sleep paralysis right after that.
Really?
And yeah, it was a pretty alarming experience, but a one to say nonetheless that I want to do it again, and I want to practice it again, because with these practices is what is going to allow you to get into these dimensions while still being on the physical realm.
Wow.
That's actually. Jeez.
It's a little bit scary to think about. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like all of this stuff is like,
Possible.
yeah, it's all very, very possible. Just we're not on that level. Like mentally, we're not there.
That's actually wild. But
Crazy because there's probably like people who know this stuff, like they're probably just like hiding it. They're like, I'm not saying shit.
not telling anybody.
Yeah.
Or maybe the people who do experience stuff like that, they don't tell people because people are gonna call them crazy. They're gonna call them like, bro, you're crazy, you're out of your mind. Like,
Yeah.
if that's not real, you can't.
About
Nobody
like
will believe them.
FBI, like type of like government type shit. Like, what if the government is tied with stuff like this, and they try to hush people?
Yep.
Like, they're like, yeah, we know this stuff. Don't tell anyone.
Oh, they are 100%.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to tell people. People would freak out and stuff.
Yo, with this tough stuff, you could tap into knowledge. You could talk to like whatever. You can get in touch with some type of knowledge that they don't want you. You could probably become a superhuman.
Facts.
Yeah.
Figure out the ways, just outsmart everybody by just, I don't know, man. But they definitely don't want us to elevate. Because the true meaning of life, man, is to be one with our environment on some Avatar type of vibe. You guys seen that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie.
Speaking on like superhuman, like outsmarting people and stuff, I know it's a little bit far-fetched, but I think like Elon Musk is like type of superhuman. Like it's not just like how smart he is, it's just like the way he manages his time is like almost unnatural. Like he has to deal with like SpaceX, Tesla, and like he still has time to do stuff like dig a hole in the middle of Los Angeles to
And
make
tweet.
a tunnel. Yeah, like I don't know where he manages time. I don't know how he comes up with these ideas. I don't know if you guys heard about Neuralink.
Oh my, yeah, where you can like read people's minds.
Yeah, where you could literally like read people's minds, and I think that's crazy.
Have a conversation with somebody without even like speaking a word.
Like
I don't trust
a
that.
genuine idea,
Neither do
I
I.
believe, is like Elon Musk is like some type of time traveler.
And
Like
he
I
knows
don't
stuff
him
that we
podcasts
don't.
and stuff. He's so hesitant. He thinks before every single like word he says.
He's
He
being
sits
careful.
there and thinks. He's so careful to talk.
He doesn't want to give out too much
It's
information that could almost
Yeah.
blow his cover as somebody that's traveled in time.
Mhm.
He could be from 1,000 years in the future.
Okay, the one thing I think that, or I know that he's not from the future, because my ex's mom dated Elon Musk in high school. So,
You never know.
Doesn't mean he's not a time traveler.
I mean, but like, if he came from the future, he wouldn't be in high school. Like, he would have came as who he
But
is
why?
now.
Well, maybe he doesn't want to mess stuff up in the time. Maybe he's sat here and he has a specific like type of mission to make the planet in a better place, I guess, in a sense. And that was like his only mission. He still had to. He didn't want to mess up anything in his lifelong, like his timeline. And he still went to school and did everything.
I mean, I guess. But,
Because have you heard the theory where if someone was actually to time travel and come to the and come to this like this timeline, and they were actually to mess something up in the planet, like wouldn't that cause like a reaction and cause different things to be different in the future, and that might like end us in just some random stuff would happen. Like you would just see a bunny with like that looks like fucking Bigfoot, just has a big feet because some guy messed up the timeline. Have you guys heard of the theory where it's not even a theory. This is just like basic like this is evidence and shit like that. Where if you look at like Earth from the moon, it's like a little back in time. Like it's a couple days back a couple days ago. Like the Earth looks how it looks like 4 days ago. And
Really?
imagine like going to a different galaxy and having a telescope that's big enough to look at the Earth from like a million years ago. Imagine. Or like, or like from the creation
Well,
of the
that makes sense because of like how light
travel.
speed of
light
light.
travels, yeah.
But I feel like light is too fast for that, because the speed of light is
No, it's possible. Nah,
300
because
meters per second.
it's
Isn't
like
it?
if you go.
What do you mean by too
like
fast?
this is proven. This is like proven stuff.
It's proven.
So imagine you go to a whole different galaxy and shit, and you just fucking look at dinosaurs. You look at a telescope that's like big enough to go, and you just see a whole different planet. Like you literally see Earth as all combined, because I forgot what it was called when Earth was all.
If there was a galaxy that was 65 million light years away, and they looked at Earth, they would see the dinosaurs.
Exactly.
It's just that simple. So maybe that's why like aliens and stuff, like super smart like beings, they don't know where we exist yet because they're so far away. The light hasn't caught up yet. Like they don't know that we exist.
Facts, yeah.
Crazy. There's also another thing where time travel is actually like realistic, because if you go fast enough, you can, like, I know this is some like type of flash shit, but if you go fast enough, then you can actually go into the future.
Faster than the speed of light.
They put a what is it called? A watch that's like never off, like it's to this closest millisecond on a fighter jet, right? And you know how fast fighter jets are, and they literally like tested the time, like how fast the fighter jet was going, and they looked at and it was like a few seconds ahead of like what it was on Earth when they started it. Like that's crazy. Imagine if we just go fast enough around the Earth, then you would be able to go 5 years into the future or something like that.
But you wouldn't really be in the future. That's the thing. Like you wouldn't. How do I put this? You wouldn't be like time traveling. But like I don't know how to put this. But you wouldn't be going in the future.
What do you mean?
Like you can't just like. How would you go in the future? How does that work? Like I'm pretty sure it could just be going fast enough, like I don't know, like throw off the times of the watches or something. But I don't think you're literally going in the future.
You're literally going into the future.
How?
I don't know. It was just like the thing I was watching, and this was even shit. It's like this is actually realistically possible. I think what happens is the guy is going like super fast, like he's going fast enough, but when he stops, it like reverses time back to where he was at the moment because he's still not going fast. So I think what would happen is, let's say you're going like fucking light speed, right? But then you stop going light speed, you're going slower and slower. I feel like it would put time back to where it is. It would reverse the time that you like went into the future. It's a crazy thing to think about. But it's
I've heard that
like,
theory before.
Yeah, this is like tested stuff. So I feel like what would happen, I feel like you would go into the future. You would see you would see the sun going up and then down. You would like see stuff like that happen. You would see the planet getting darker and lighter and stuff like that. But as you're going back, you'll see the opposite thing. You'll see like as you start stopping, you'll see like time go, like you would see the sun go up and down, up and down. It would be crazy if you can experience something like that. And you're like the only person in the world to experience it. Like the people who went to the moon, they were like the first people to experience something like that and land on the moon. Like holy shit.
True. Should we we're an hour and 15 minutes into the podcast. Should we start wrapping up, or should we?
I don't know if anyone has any more topics to like touch up on, but
I have a
yeah,
few
we can start.
outrageous topics.
Let's hear it.
Cough
Alright.
Cough XXX Tentacion and Tupac are in the Illuminati Hotel in the Bermuda Triangle.
Cuba.
What?
When they die, they
Yeah.
were both okay. Think about this. Let me go to Tupac's death date.
What about the 27 Club? Do you think they're all
Tupac's
in,
death date, September 13th, 1996. Now we go to XXX Tentacion date of birth, January 23rd, 1998. It's around a 16-month difference between when Tupac was born and when XXX Tentacion was born. Having a baby takes 9 months. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna say they are the same person, as well as the fact that Tupac, as well as when they died, they went to the Illuminati Hotel in the Bermuda Triangle, and that's where they are.
Okay, so there's an Illuminati hotel in the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes.
Where in the triangle? Like in the water?
in the middle?
Like yeah, just in the center, like or somewhere in there, and it's like below the water. And
Oh,
it's
have
an
you guys-
Illuminati Hotel.
Atlantis.
Yeah, have you heard of Atlantis, where there's actually like buildings underwater that look like they were constructed by like
Aliens.
aliens type shit. Like there
I
were
believe in I believe in
there were-
Atlantis.
yeah, there's structures that actually look like fucking like shit people would do, like in this underwater. Like that's why I kind of believe in the fact that they're mermaids. Like who else is gonna be able to build stuff underwater?
But
Well,
do they have
and
proof
people
that
say
there's
Atlantis
those
was like a
structures?
normal city that just got flooded and brought
It was, yeah.
in the ocean.
Well, that's what it was.
That reminds me of the pyramids.
I don't think it was an underwater civilization.
You think the pyramids
it
were
was
actually built
underwater?
by humans?
I feel like the pyramid. I feel like somehow the pyramids were made by like humans, but I feel like those humans had connections with like aliens and stuff like that. They actually like spoke to aliens and shit like
They did.
that.
They do be speaking to aliens though.
I'm back, and yes, they are.
They communicated.
Nice intro.
Who's communicating with aliens though? Who are we
I'm talking about the
The
pyramids.
Tupac.
The
Like when they were-
Egyptians.
Oh,
The
Egyptians? Yeah, I believe
Because
so.
if you think back then, it's impossible for the Egyptians to build that much of a pyramid. Like
Yeah,
They did it.
the
even if
amount of
they had
structure
slaves.
that would happen, the amount of planning. There were no plans towards the pyramid. They didn't have any sort of writing utensils back then. It was way too ahead of their time to actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
And like
This
the
is the
different
thing.
structures they made. It's crazy. Oh, what were you saying?
No, go on, go on.
No. I'm done.
I was saying, what I've heard in recent discoveries is that the pyramids, I can't say all of them, but one in particular, like the famous one, Pyramid Giza or whatever, they have signs of water damage on the sides of them, and the duration that water was there predates 10,000 BC. Water was
Really?
not like when the Egyptians were around. It was like it may have been there was still the Nile and stuff, whatever.
Mesopotamian as
May
well.
have been a little bit of some oasis and some tropical whatever, but it was nowhere near where the water line was on the pyramid in terms of the erosion. So it stated that and dictated that it was from 10,000 BC, not 5,000 BC like what they've been telling us.
So
Aliens.
it's even older.
It's a full.
It's even
10,000.
older. And what they're now thinking is that the Egyptians didn't make the pyramids, they only helped preserve it. And that the Sphinx didn't originally have a human pharaoh head on it. It originated with a lion. And if you were to do the predate back to whenever this water erosion was, it was like in the constellation of Leo or something crazy at the time. It was such a coincidence that I can't forget, but it was like they were trying to say that there was a lion face on the Sphinx before, and that the Egyptians were only maintaining it at the time. And there has been like burial sites, like mummy, like what are they called, tombs,
Yeah,
found
tombs.
with extraterrestrial uh
Art.
bodies, carcasses, like in these pyramids, man. They're not telling you about that. Not telling you about that, but yeah,
Do you
those
think?
guys were definitely in some contact with some next type of thing, bro. Because those pyramids are perfectly lined up with the stars. That's too much math right there.
Do you think like the aliens were controlling the humans, and that there was like certain people, certain alien like ambassadors that were kind of on Earth, that kind of controlled and made, kind of like supervised all of this happening? And
Yeah,
those are
dates back
like
to,
the
like Anunnaki, and
yeah.
they're leaving like subspecies here that had like they're humanoids but with like bigger heads, and that's
Mhm.
what, like, humans back in the day tried to like make their heads like them by tying up their heads and stuff to make their heads long like the fair like these people. And
Still people like that today.
yeah, there's still people, yeah, tribes like that today. 100%. Yeah.
Have you guys heard of those like people who live like by themselves on an island and they have their own thing? Do you believe they have like connections with the aliens and stuff like that? Like they're just like people like they're their own like tribe type stuff, and they have like no connections with humans. They don't like humans other than themselves. Like what do you think was like? Yeah, I'm gonna sit here by myself with all like these people. Do you think they just wanted to be isolated, or do you feel like someone told them to like do this and stuff like that?
I think they want to be isolated. Andrew was talking a little bit about this on stream. It was like there's just like tribes out there that will like they're cannibals. Like they'll kill people and eat them. Like
Yeah,
they're so
culture.
secluded.
Mm-hmm. So secluded, so out there remotely that they're just so isolated and torn apart from regular human civilization, or like what we perceive regular as. They're definitely out there, man. And there's not only like in tropical places, but I'm sure that there's still tribes way up north. Like it wasn't not too long ago that. I don't mean to bring race into this, but like the First Nation natives were just kicked off their land not too long ago. Those people were living up here doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's just like, yo, and that wasn't long ago. That's within like 100 years. So it's like,
Yeah.
or a couple hundred years. I don't know the exact, but if you think about it in grand scheme of things, time can change so quick. Like our our technology is advancing so fast, but we don't even know it. Like 10 years ago, only 10 years ago, we had like the first, what, maybe more, let me say 20 years ago, we had the first like Apple products coming out. Now look at them. That's nothing, man.
I feel like as time goes on, there'll be bigger discoveries at a smaller like pace. Like in 1 year, instantly we're on a whole different planet instead of being on like Mars or something like that, and we'll just keep advancing like way faster, not like as slow as now, because we're also getting like more people on the planet. Like there's more people being birthed and shit like that. Makes sense to have like smarter people coming at a higher rate, I guess.
To go back on the cannibalistic side theory, Liberia is actually like that today. They got cannibals.
What?
They do sacrifices with children. And
They
eat them.
do. They literally do.
Who?
Liberians in Africa.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I don't,
It's like almost.
I was watching this like
anarchic.
documentary where people would like, when a newborn was born, a couple weeks later they would literally like cut them and give them like sacrificial like scars, and then during adulthood they would like cut their stomachs open and stuff and like for a sacrifice.
Why?
And it was just like a tradition that they did.
That's like on some apocalypto type of. You
Yeah.
guys know?
Yeah.
No.
What? Yo, tribe, you need to watch Apocalypto. That movie's sick.
I'll check it out. Is that on Netflix?
I feel like those people who do stuff like that, like
No.
that tribe,
I'll
I
find
feel
it.
like they don't perceive life as we do. Like they think life is something that is not as big. Like I feel like they either perceive it as something like they could just throw away and their life is worth nothing, or they perceive it as something like, oh, our life is worth so much and stuff like that. We have too much life and we have to give it to our gods and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's more like that. Like they're doing it for their gods or what they believe in. They're not doing it because they think less of life. They're doing it because what they believe in.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, guys have anything else, or should we wrap it up?
I'm done. I don't have anything else.
I could go for hours on this stuff, but to be honest, it's just all too much, man. Information
Yeah.
overload. Take one step at a time.
Exactly.
So
Oh,
yeah,
Bommy's back too. So that's perfect.
look at Bombi standing up. Look at him.
So,
So as we were saying, the ghost outside. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, that was conspiracy theories with
I get cooled off, bro.
Monagyalis.
Bro, I got so fucking scared.
I got.
You guys have any last words for the stream?
Tachi, shut up. Nothing behind me, you little shit.
How about you, NZ? Any last words?
I want to know if it opened your mind at all into any kind of like new beliefs or
I know
like
Bombi's woke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bommy's
bro,
definitely.
my
woke.
mind
Oh,
is
yeah.
blown right now. Holy shit.
I learned a lot of new things on this podcast as well. I missed
Oh,
some
yeah.
of it,
Yep,
but I
same.
still learned quite a bit.
My eyes are opened a lot more than they were before.
Opened my third eye.
My third eye is opening.
Yeah, I feel like with that, if you're gonna open your third eye, bro, that's like life changing, man. That's like upgrading you like trying to get that new 2080 Ti in there. You know,
Yes,
even
sir.
more like something like never even thought of, like that movie Lucy or something, but not as
feel
that
like-
exact.
I feel like the idea, like the perception of a third eye is realistic, but just like, imagine just like growing a third eye. I don't believe in that. But like,
Yeah.
the idea of
Just
being woke.
mutation.
I feel like a third eye is just being woke.
Yeah. Oh,
Mutation.
I mean, that's
third
what
eye
it
is
is.
like your third eye opens when you are like woke, and then like your kundalini, which is like all your chakras, and like you just be upgrade. But I just remembered when we were talking about that Elon Musk thing where like you put that thing in your brain, you can have like telepathy,
Mhm.
you can
Mhm.
talk to each other. Bro,
Yeah.
that stuff happens already. Like you don't need
Oh, yeah.
no device. Like there'd be times, let's say, I'll be let's say for in a car with someone, their window will be slightly cracked, and it's just like, the noise is so annoying. I'll be thinking about it, then all of a sudden they'll roll up their window, like just because they got that thought, like, this window's making, like that's like
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Especially
like,
if you
talk
get to know
someone.
somebody.
Pardon?
Maybe.
Especially if you know somebody well enough. Like if you
Yes.
build that chemistry with that person. I've had
Yes.
I had a really good friend of
Exactly.
mine, and we had a conversation without speaking a single word. I mean, we're talking without even like speaking, if that makes any sense, for probably
Yeah.
a good 30 minutes.
What the heck? I would have been tripping
But
balls.
I was tripping balls.
Yeah.
But that
No
that
way.
chip inside the brain, like I feel like that is just there to unlock what we naturally can do, but we're just not taught how to do it.
Oh no, it quite literally is. Like it's meant for
Oh,
like,
shit, you get
say for example, someone is blind. The neural link can like cure their blindness.
Oh, that's sick.
It's actually crazy.
That's wild.
That's sick then. That's sick.
Or
mean,
say
doesn't
like
it
for
develop
example,
over time?
quadriplegic or something, like they can use all their limbs again, like perfectly fine.
Yeah, doesn't it like build up over time? Like the more you get used to it, like the stronger the connection will be with the neural link in your body.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. But
You guys, but conversations like this really hit different if you're like
Drunk.
at least drinking something and talking about it at midnight. That's
yeah,
just
like
gonna hit
smoking
different.
weed.
It's different.
I feel like
Bro,
weed.
if I had a like a roll of weed right here, bro, that'd be a perfect.
I feel like you
combo
were
right here, but-
smoking like weed right now, you'd be tripping. You'd be saying way more stuff. Like
Yeah, true. Bro, if we were talking in Slovenia right now, you all would be dead, bro. I swear. I got so,
I
I
wouldn't
have so
understand a
much
word you'd
stuff
say.
to tell, but I just can't because I'm just too retarded right now to tell it.
You good, bro?
You're good,
So
bro.
yeah.
That's good. It was fun. I like this a lot. Like next time I'll do some research, and if you guys ever want to talk about this topic again, I'll come with some valid facts or like credible sources, not just like, oh, I can't remember, but it went like this. You know what I mean? Like the guy I was telling you though about at the beginning about the underground bases, and this has nothing to do with the hollow earth theory, but this is just what happened. Like let's say underneath, like because the government, they do everything underground, man. They're not gonna do it on the surface for drones and whoever to be able to see with their eyes.
Like Antarctica, like they do shit on Antarctica. Like that's like I heard that's like from that's like a big place that they do shit because no one's gonna go to Antarctica. Like who the like no one like there's barely any civilization on Antarctica. So I feel like the government that's like one place they hide most of their stuff. Because drones can't even like what is it called? Can't even pick up stuff from Antarctica because it's so like you know. So
yeah, the guy I was telling you guys about, his name is Philip Schneider.
Oh, German guy, huh?
Yeah, he might be, but his dad was like he was affiliated with the government, and that's how he was able to get the job in the first place. But like I said, they didn't tell him what was going on underneath there. They just told him to start digging holes and building like a base underground, and he tells you how they went about doing it. Like you drill 4 sinkholes and then you connect it with dynamite or whatever the case may be. You blow it all out underneath. So like he said, he and this is like an interview in front of like a live, like a room full of people. He was saying this, right, like a conference, and he was saying like, yeah, so we went and checked on the equipment because it kept coming up broken. And when we went down there is when he said himself that he seen what was perceived as a 7 to 8 foot tall gray alien. You guys ever seen the movie Signs?
Yes,
No.
I have.
With Mel Gibson. It's a good movie. But what happened was when he was down there, he was with Green Berets. I forget what they were called, but they're military men with like they're armed. They are all armed, and they went to shoot at this thing. And he said that it did some kind of motion with its like hands around its stomach, and it shot like a beam of light at him, and it blew off his fingers. It like blew off all his toenails, all this stuff. It like electrocuted him, and he's showing us live, like he has no fingers. You know, he's coming out saying like, yeah, I got attacked by this thing. I lost all.
What the
like,
fuck?
He's like, yeah, I got attacked by this thing, and I wouldn't be alive today if that soldier behind me didn't pick me up, put me in the basket, and put me back up there. But he's like, there was a secret agenda going on underneath those, like, you know, in Area 51 or wherever he was working, and it needs to be brought to light. So he died of cancer due to like, I guess the radiation. Exactly, the radiation from that. And you need to watch that interview because it's stuff like that you need to take with a grain of salt and just piece everything, little things together, and you'll hear from other sources like people talking about, yo, there's little gray aliens, like, and then there's big tall gray aliens. Like you don't need to worry about the little ones, but like the tall ones are the ones that are like they have their own agenda. They don't care about humans and stuff like that. Like,
bro, I'm crying.
I'm sorry.
Smoky crying. I'm not even joking right now.
Yeah, just watch that one, Bomb. It's very interesting, bro, to just hear about this stuff.
I'm gonna watch it, but not now because scared as fuck.
We're watching in the morning, yeah.
Oh my. Okay. That's amazing.
Poor Bomb.
I really want to play some video games right now because
I'm gonna get some pizza and then I'm gonna you guys maybe item shop and start up a stream or something. I don't know what you guys.
Shit, bro.
I'm gonna help somebody with their stream. After this stream, they need help getting like stuff set up for like alerts and stuff. So I'm gonna probably jump on that.
I do. I need help.
You need help as well? I can help you as well.
I need help with the audio. You notice how every time I get a sub or I get a donation, there's like no audio. It's just the thing popping up on the screen. I don't know how to fix that, and I've tried. I've searched up numerous videos. I don't know how to.
You Streamlabs?
Our boys, I think this is a good place to end the stream, the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, like, subscribe, hit the share button, and yeah, make sure to tune in for the next podcast.
Yo, before we wrap it up, I have a flight in 9 hours. I'm going flying with an airplane.
Oh, nice.
Where?
What? Go crazy.
Just over Slovenia with the acrobatic airplane. I think it's called.
With your uncle, yeah.
Yeah, with my uncle, yeah. Have any suggestions? Like, should I be like scared of something?
Nope.
The G-force. Just prepare yourself for your stomach to go up and down like a roller coaster, right?
Honestly, yeah, most of it.
I'm so hyped for that, bro. So
I'd be hyped too. It's gotta be expensive.
Yeah, the G-force, like especially if it's an acrobatic plane and he's going up and he's doing flips and he's going up in the air doing circles, spirals, whatever. Like you're gonna be feeling some G-force. So make sure you watch some G-force tonight and make sure you practice your breathing, your core breathing.
my god, I'm gonna kill your chat tribe. Like I'm all I'm seeing
Just
is
don't
what the
look
fuck
at
is
the
behind
just
you,
don't look at
Bommy?
the-
What the fuck is
just don't
behind
look at
you?
the chat.
Fuck.
Just don't look at the chat.
There's nothing behind me.
You can literally look at your face cam. You're fine. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm always looking to my face cam. That's all I do. But thank you for the advice, Enzi.
Yo, no problem, man. Thank you, Tribe, for this podcast, bro. This is really,
Of course.
This is really cool.
Yeah, it was fun. I had fun. You guys had fun.
Yeah.
Chat.
Yeah,
had
we
fun.
need
guys
to
always-
upgrade. I think we'll retain viewers when we get the face cam. If everyone can get on a face cam eventually,
Eventually.
Yeah.
and,
Like
Yep.
me, of
just
course.
like Bommy,
me.
like because that's like the whole time I'm
Uh-huh.
just watching Bommy pause though, right? Like because he's the only thing that's
Yeah.
moving, right?
Yeah, he's on
Yeah.
Europe servers.
Bro, Wonder, shut up. Nothing's behind me. Fuck's sake, bro.
But yeah, this is a good time to end the stream. Make sure
Yeah,
you
make sure to
guys
tune in.
every
Like
Friday.
and subscribe, everybody. Like and
and
subscribe.
subscribe.
Thank
Every
you for
Friday,
coming
guys,
in.
we'll be doing this.
We
No problem,
appreciate
no
you.
problem, no problem. I'll be on the next time if you guys want to talk about fun stuff. I don't
For
know
sure.
what was your last topic.
It was just
We were
like
just-
a freestyle kind of. I mean,
We went
We were
through
just
It's
talking
kinda
about
just like
Black
a-
Lives Matter.
George Floyd.
George Floyd.
yeah, just all the
coronavirus.
relevant
Yeah.
topics lately.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm down. So just let me know, guys.
We'll do.
Yeah.
Alright.
Make sure to hit you up.
Yes,
Guys,
sir.
thank you for watching. I'm gonna end it right here.
All right.
Peace.
Yo.